If the member wants to have a question, go for it. Question number 10, the Honourable David Bennett.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister for Land Information. Does she agree with Forest and Bird that the government has failed to clean up the historical anomaly around the ownership of Mount White Station, and is it in any way related to the 126 pastoral lease reviews that have completed the review process and are presently awaiting her ministerial sign-off?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Dr David Clark.
On behalf of the Minister, in response to the first part of the question, I disagree. In fact, tomorrow a representative of the owner and LINZ are meeting already to start discussing how to resolve the status of Riversdale Flats. Regarding the second part of the question, there are no pastoral lease applications awaiting ministerial sign-off. I think the member may be confused. 126 pastoral leases have completed tenure review and need no further sign-off. They are done. Land has been freeholded and the other land returned to the Dock estate. If the member would like the details of the 126 completed reviews, he could do no better than to look on LINZ's website. All the information is there.
Supplementary question. Does the Minister agree with the following statements on the recent sale of Mount White Station to a Czech-born businessman? It's astonishing that the Department of Conservation and LINZ haven't got it sorted, and that it should be part of the National Park. The Green Party would protect our high country landscapes and stop the sale of more than a hectare of land to overseas interests.
Mr Speaker, to be clear, the lease was purchased by a New Zealand permanent resident. Citizens and New Zealand residents are allowed to buy property in New Zealand.
If the Minister says that it was purchased by a citizen or a New Zealand resident, why did it have to go through the office approval process?
Mr Speaker, there is a very specific answer to this question which I've seen, and if the Minister and in fact I have it before me now, conveniently. Because, and it will be somewhat embarrassing for the member, I suspect, because the buyer is a New Zealand permanent resident, the OAO could not impose conditions. It is normal for it to go to the department in that situation.
If the Minister didn't impose any conditions in this case, then how does he reconcile that with the comments of Forest and Bird that this is an outrageous and gutting decision?
Mr Speaker, as I said, I respectfully disagree with them.
Can the Minister assure the public that there will be no more sales of Crown pastoral lease land to overseas interests until the government has changed the laws around the overseas ownership of such land?
Mr Speaker, this government takes overseas purchase of New Zealand interests very seriously, in contrast to the government that's gone before.
Question number 11, Angie Warren Clark.
Kia ora, Mr Speaker.